What's going on, guys? Chew here, bringing you another review on Dr. Stone. Now, last episode, or the episode before this, I don't know how you're watching this, in what order, but that was a heavy episode. And you think it was bad, but this one really was a gut puncher. Just really upset about how this episode ended. I mean, I wasn't expecting some of the stuff. It went dark. And usually with Dr. Stone, it's been very lighthearted. It's been whimsical. It's been fun. It's been on the lighter side of things overall. But then you have this episode, which, you're building off of the last. Obviously, Kohaku, Hyoga, and Tsukasa are basically unalive at this point. And we see that with Stanley, he's got more barbaric, guerrilla style, mindset right now. They want to get Zeno, and at this point, they don't care. They're not playing fair, and it's rough because we know that they're short on time. We have Kaseki and Chrome trying to figure out as quickly as they can. They're running out of time. And Senku knows that Suika and Francois have been caught. So he wants Luna and Chelsea to get out. He's like, you guys are our next line. You have to go. Luna, you're a nurse. You have to go out there. And if everything goes bad, then you can be the one to patch us up. And, at first she's kind of hesitant. Chelsea, we see for the first time, when she's not always smiling, how afraid she was. She felt responsible to try to get Luna out there. And it was rough because as they're leaving, and once it hits both of them, obviously in different ways, we see the fighting continue and going on, and it was so rough. Seeing Taiju just on the floor, it hurt my soul. I hate seeing Taiju. Honestly, it was rough, dude. I really hated it. I struggled. And then, of course, you see, Ryusu getting taken out, him talking to Zeno, and that was something that I just wasn't expecting. And I think that for a second, Zeno broke a little bit. He had this face of surprise that even though they are willing to accept death, that, they know that science will outlive them and that everything that they've done has been worth it. And then, of course, I want to say the heroics people that was back in the U.S. and California with Nikki was leading the charge there. I love it, seeing them working together, and you just think of how these guys were on opposing forces. You have Maz and obviously, just everyone working together and, figuring it out. Joel figures it out in the end, and it's just crazy because as they're working, they know that they might die, and that they're basically going with this last stand, and in order to save the world, they have to do this. They have to, and they can't let Stanley win. They can't let Zeno win, and they're trying their best. And we see how both squads are fighting the good fight, and I hate it. But just when everything seems like they're about to truly lose, we see that Joel, thanks to Kaseki's advice and talking to him, they figure it out. And I definitely love that, the respect that they have for one another. And we see that, these two guys, they better meet. But I honestly wasn't expecting them to go and fight the way that they did. And just in the final moments, for Senku, he was scared. He was scared that everything was going to be all for naught. But, we see that thanks to this discovery that they are going to be they're gonna be okay. Despite everything, they're gonna be okay. And so, back on California, we see the squad, all of them being taken out, being gunned down, and I was not expecting Joel to be under all the bodies. And you just, for a second, I'm not gonna mention everyone's body, but just a moment that everyone just did their best, and just knowing that it's gonna be okay despite them actively dying. And then him jumping in and putting his hand onto the Medusa. Like I was like, thank goodness. And I love the little twist, because we see the watch that he had on was a communicator. And because of this smart move, Senku did what Y-Man did thousands of years ago. And in order for them to save the world, they have to use the enemy's weapon and basically have a restart, and freezing everyone and having them become petrified again, which is crazy. I think that was an insane move, but that is the move that they had to make, not only for themselves, but for the people that they've lost. So it's crazy that it was a huge gamble, that they knew this was going to be a gamble, but that in order for them to survive, they had to do this. And so basically the whole world is now going to be reset, and Senku and the gang are going to be petrified. So how is it going to end up working out? We'll see. But it has been a roller coaster of a season so far. Like right now, it's like this is the best portion of the entire story, and we're nearing the end. But that is it for me, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, and as always, though, stay safe, and I'll catch you all later.